They bring the president in through the front door and then back into the room where you were. And that's where he died. He survived no more than 9 hours. Never regained consciousness. They're in the front parlor.
Booyah! Pittsburgh Steelers will be there in a couple days, guys.
Didn't you guys lose to the
We didn't
to the
lose.
Bills?
You guys lost to everybody.
Buffalo? You guys lost to Buffalo.
To the left? Which way? To the left?
Right here, no, right in front of us.
Oh.
Yeah.
This building right here.
Is it this one right here? Yeah.
Yeah. No, but you have to stop. You have to wait for the wait.
The green light?
Yeah.
The positive to go.
Red over here. No, I'm just kidding.
So wait, there's no button to press here. You just wait. That's cool.
You wait for nothing.
Did anybody get their blanket for us?
Yeah, it's in California.
No?
You have to stomp the floor.
You have to clap your hands really loud.
If you wanna go across, clap your hands too.
Yeah, really.
Oh, there was a correction. That wasn't the Ford Theater, guys. It's over here. If you see that building, it's not the Ford Theater, guys. Just keep walking.
Using their legs. Using their legs.
Once you think that's the Ford Theater, you just keep just walking, and then you're gonna see all these people over here. That's where we gotta go, guys. Look, guys, this is the style in Washington, D.C. If you guys like anything, order it from whatever.com. Oh, this is the Ford Theater, guys. This is what it looks like.
Walk up to it, then this big cargo bay.
Just remember, you can't stay up late. With your roommates. They have to go to bed early. Because you have to do the meeting.
I went to bed at like
You have to do the meeting on time.
They're going that way. Wait, hold on. Alright. So this is the exterior.
How cute.
Here's trivia for you. What is it called? Club box? There's a
No, this is cool.
Get us. Happy.
Piscataway Park.
Very, very cool.
It almost looks extinct.
Abe Lincoln.
Excuse us, thank you.
Sorry, guys.
You got it. I know it's dark.
Dark at 50. Good job, buddy.
Cool.
No?
Oh, the handle. And
Cool.
Often a limb must be amputated to save a life. Life is never wisely
I think that's their actual size.
No way. Abe Lincoln was what?
With Virginia in rebel hands, the Confederacy was now at Lincoln's doorstep. Lincoln waited anxiously for the arrival of additional troops from the North. Why don't they come? But getting to Washington meant crossing Baltimore, a Maryland city rife with secessionists. On April 19th, a Baltimore mob attacked a Massachusetts regiment, killing 4 soldiers. Surrounded by Confederate batteries, surrenders. Lincoln's response is immediate. The next day, he called for 75,000 volunteers for military service.
Four stories 7 years ago. My father brought forth his speech.
Now we're going upstairs to the theater. Oh dang, look at this guy. That's what you want to say?
Yeah.
Careful.
You have to pay extra. I paid $50 extra.
Yeah? Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Take a photo.
Hello. My name is Roger Powell. Welcome to Ford's Theater National Historic Site. First, I would like to mention what is authentic here. This is the site of President Lincoln's assassination. President Lincoln was seated in the box where we have draped the flags. He was seated there when he was assassinated. President Lincoln was killed the night of April 14th, 1865. This interior had to be completely rebuilt. So it is just the shell of Ford's Theater, which is original. Immediately following the crime, the federal government seized Ford's Theater. The owner of the building was named John T. Ford. The government took the building very much against his wishes. President Lincoln's Secretary of War, Edwin Stanton, held immense power in the weeks following President Lincoln's death. And that gentleman in particular did everything in his power to prevent us from ever rebuilding this as a theater. So before there could be even a discussion as to what might happen to the building, Mr. Stanton made certain there was very little to save. If you had peered in the front doors exactly 1 month after the assassination, you would have been peering into a completely empty cavern of a building all the way into the basement. Every little bit of architectural detail had been removed. Within 3 months of the assassination, Ford's Theater had been given over to the military. It was used as an office building. The replica was completed in 1968, over 100 years after the crime. Ford's Theater is still owned by your federal government. The branch of the government that I work for is the National Park Service. We, the Park Service, share this building with a nonprofit group called Ford's Theater Society. And that group typically produces their own plays from the stage. I am standing on the stage set for a play that concluded its run maybe about a month ago. There will not be another feature-length play, at least until the fall. But this is a working theater. If you ever choose to visit here again, the stage is going to look completely different. The topic of this talk is how it came to pass that President Lincoln was assassinated here. The name of the man who killed President Lincoln was John Wilkes Booth. John Wilkes Booth was a very famous and rich actor leading up to the Civil War. John Wilkes Booth's family was famous in the acting profession. John Wilkes Booth was not the most famous actor within his own family. But in addition to being a famous man, Mr. Booth had grown up in this area. He had, in fact, performed for the president previously from this very stage. John Wilkes Booth was in the box with the president when he fired the gun. And there is no secret way to gain access. Anybody in the audience could have observed Mr. Booth moving through the building. Because John Wilkes Booth was both famous and a local, every single person in this building had let down their guard. This crime occurred during our Civil War. It occurred in the same month that the Civil War ended. John Wilkes Booth wanted the southern states to win the Civil War. During the Civil War, the state governments in the South were in rebellion against our country, the Union, represented by Abraham Lincoln. Those state governments chose to rebel because of President Lincoln's election to the White House. John Wilkes Booth was from the state of Maryland. Maryland surrounds Washington, D.C. on three sides. Technically, Maryland was loyal to the federal government during the war, but President Lincoln was only barely able to keep Maryland as part of our country. Early in the war, President Lincoln declared martial law. He did so first within the state of Maryland. And events quickly escalated to where the Union Army arrested members of the Maryland legislature to prevent them from voting to rebel, voting to join the Confederacy. So even though Maryland was technically loyal to our country, many of its most prominent citizens were not. And Maryland was a major source of Confederate espionage until maybe the last year of the war. John Wilkes Booth was able to exploit that spy network for his own purposes. He was able to surround himself with like-minded conspirators. John Wilkes Booth would be considered extremely racist by modern standards. John Wilkes Booth was pro-slavery. Maryland was a state within which slavery was legal. This is not just a story about John Wilkes Booth shooting the president. It's a bigger story than that. There were other murder attempts occurring simultaneously that evening. Of those other murder attempts, the most important dimension was aimed at the Secretary of State. His name was William Henry Seward. The person who attacked the Seward family was named Lewis Powell. William Henry Seward was bedridden before being attacked. He had been in a carriage accident. He had suffered a broken jaw and a broken arm. Lewis Powell stabbed Mr.
The amount of books that have been written about Lincoln, though. There have been over 18,000 written. That is.
That kind of maneuver in your parlor there.
No, this
So they bring the president in through the front door and then back into the bedroom where you were. And that's where he passes away. He survived a little more than 9 hours. Never regains consciousness again. You're in the front parlor. Mary starts off in the back bedroom, but she's privy to everything the doctors are saying, and she knows that there's nothing they can do to save her husband. At some point, she.
Wow. Some histories in these buildings. And then this is where.
Maybe. Abby, move a little between Papa and Nana. No, yeah, like that. Because Nana's too short.
Well, my brave boys, prepare a stretcher for me.
Hey, that's when I was born. Right now, 23. And if you give me one, that'll be 24.
Ball.
There's a Capitol behind you.
This is the stadium. Which one is it, honey?
What? Where Washington?
The Redskin used to be, huh?
Yeah,
FedEx.
Now they're the Washington Commanders.
FedEx.
There you go, Bo.
Turn that on. FedEx Field.
Ooh, even better like that. Look at that. The stadium where the Redskins used to be. They used to be Redskins.
This is outfield.
Outfield, wow. 1, 2, 3.
Outfield.
That's the gates. Where you, wow, look at that. Nice.
That's their home side.
Okay.
Washington Commanders.